Well, thanks for joining us at Notre Dame Day. I have on the Notre Dame Day hotline an alum who has made a name for herself in politics. She's a member of the Notre Dame class of 2004 and the former mayor of West Hollywood, California. Lindsey Horvath, thank you so much for joining us.
Very excited to be with you. Thank you.
I've got to ask you, I mean, you are in the country of USC, the Trojans in Southern California. Did they know that they were going to be voting for a Notre Dame alum to be their mayor?
Of course they did. I'm a very proud Fighting Irish Domer, and I talk about it as often as I can and remind them that despite being in what is often referred to as Trojan country, that Notre Dame still has a very big presence. Our alumni club in the Los Angeles area is one of the biggest in the world, and we're very proud of that.
Of course, and you graduated from Notre Dame in 2004 with a degree in political science. Tell us how your degree has influenced your career path.
Well, Notre Dame was a great place to learn a lot about who I am and who I'm not. I learned probably just as much outside of the classroom as I did inside the classroom. My education in political science and gender studies really laid the foundation for a lot of the work that I've done in Southern California, working both within political structures, but also with nonprofit organizations and doing advocacy work for gender minorities. And it's something that I've always been very passionate about. My activism started while I was on Notre Dame's campus, and I carried that work to Los Angeles and to West Hollywood. I eventually was appointed to the Women's Advisory Board in the city and was able to serve the community in that way. And then in 2009, one of our council members passed away while serving in office, and the remaining council members decided to go through an appointment process to fill the vacancy left for the remainder of his term. I was encouraged by members of my community, my fellow board members, and people who had known me to apply to fill that vacancy. And at the time I was 25 years old. I had lived in the city officially for 18 months, although I had been involved ever since I had moved to California. And it was a really great opportunity. My friends said, what's the worst thing that could happen? You'll make some friends, you'll meet some people, and people will know you want to be involved. And actually what ended up happening was, after a process I affectionately refer to as the American Idol of politics, at the end of that process, I was chosen to serve on the city council and have had the great pleasure of serving my community. I did that from 2009 to 2011. I ran to retain my seat and didn't win. But from there, I served as a transportation commissioner and then ran again last year in 2015 in March, and successfully was able to get back onto the city council. I was supported and encouraged by someone who was my mentor, who decided she was not going to seek re-election, and she supported me for her seat. And so I won, and the day that I was sworn in, I was elected by my colleagues to become mayor. So a month later, I became mayor. In small cities around the country, a lot of times the city council is not a full-time position, and the mayor is not directly elected, and so that's the structure that we have in West Hollywood. My colleagues immediately chose me to serve as mayor. That's somewhat unusual, and so for the past year I served West Hollywood as mayor. I was told I was the youngest female mayor in the country, but most importantly, I was able to serve a community that's very involved and engaged in a lot of social justice issues that really resonate with me, things that I started working on while I was a student at Notre Dame, and I'm really proud to continue my work now.
Well, that's incredible. It sounds like you've done so much in your time in West Hollywood, but is there an initiative that you did that you are most proud of?
We had a lot of exciting initiatives this year, from passing a 5-year strategic plan for aging in place to adopting transition guidelines for City Hall and creating an LGBTQ youth initiative that created a resource guide for every single mayor in all of the 88 cities of LA County, which I did with Mayor Eric Garcetti. There's so many fun things that we did, but I think the most important thing that we did was really focus our conversation on people who live at the margins and really are often forgotten about in our public conversations, and put them at the center of our work, making sure that we take care of our most vulnerable community members, ensure that everyone is taken care of. And so I'm really proud that we focused on people this past year.
That's amazing. And I also understand that through your leadership, West Hollywood was actually named the most walkable city in California. What exactly does that mean?
So we are 1.9 square miles and the most fun you'll ever have in your life. So I definitely encourage you to come visit West Hollywood. But because we are a densely populated urban city, we have designed our city. We designed our community development to encourage people to walk, to make it easy to walk around the city. We make it safe for people to walk around the city. We make a lot of our commercial businesses accessible to pedestrians and encourage walkability by making our pedestrian experience very attractive. And so that's something we're very committed to, and you'll see people walking around all times of day, going all different places, and it's really great to be in a place that that allows you to get out of your car and walk around to go to all the places that you need to get to in a day, whether you're having fun or running errands. You can get pretty much everywhere in our city on foot.
And I'm sure there's a lot of students watching right now. What advice would you give to those undergrads who might want to take a similar career path?
I would say that just to believe in yourself and be bold. You know, when I was appointed to the city council, I never would have thought that that such an opportunity would come my way. And so I would just say be ready and be bold. Knowing who you are and what you're about is really the most important thing you need in order to be of service to your community. And being able to listen and, you know, be a good decision maker. Those are all things that you're learning while you're in the classroom. But if you are really interested in being of service to your community, knowing who you are, what you're about, and being ready to step up and answer that call is all you really need to do. So be ready, be bold.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. Lindsey Horvath, Notre Dame alum from 2004, also former mayor of West Hollywood. It's always great to catch up with Notre Dame alums. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much. Go Irish.